There we are. So thank you. Now at this time, we ask that you please mute your mics for the best sound experience. Otherwise, the feedback from it could interfere with the information we'll be sharing with you today. So without further ado, here is Mr. Eric Garcia.
Thank you, Patricia. Let me go ahead and share my presentation in my file. Okay, I'm going to start sharing right now. Yes, my name is Eric Garcia, and I'm the Assistive Technology Specialist for El Paso Community College. I'm basically in charge of the computer labs for the district, for the Center for Students with Disabilities. We have a computer lab at every one of the campuses, Valle Verde, Norwest, Cross Mountain, Mission del Paso, and Rio Grande. And I'm stationed in Valle Verde, but I always go to all the different labs to provide support. With me today is Chris Garcia. He's my lab assistant and a CSD technician for the Valle Verde campus. And today we're going to give you a presentation on the assistive technology that is available for students with disabilities at every one of our computer labs. But this technology follows the principle of universal design, which means this technology is good for students with disabilities, but it's also beneficial for any student. And we're going to give you a few hints on how it can be utilized for somebody that has a disability or not. Okay. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And this is while we're working on the virtual environment. Usually when we're back on campus, the hours of operation are 8 to 5. The assistive technology is available at each one of the campuses, as I mentioned before. The main assistive technology lab is located at the Valle Verde campus, and the labs are open and operating during regular campus hours. The students that are registered with the Center for Students with Disabilities are welcome to use the assistive technology lab. They can schedule services and training and check out equipment directly with the lab staff. For that, the student must have a valid photo ID to borrow any of the equipment. If the student is taking an evening class or maybe a weekend class, we can set up the equipment to the police department, because the reason why is they can borrow the equipment for the day, but they cannot take it home. We have some different programs that would actually pay for equipment if they need to use it in their houses. Okay, we're going to start with the introduction to the software that we use at the computer labs. The first one is JAWS, and Chris is going to tell you a little bit about it.
Yes, thank you, Eric. Hello, everybody. So I'm going to start off with a program called JAWS, which stands for Job Access with Speech. And I know that sounds a little technical, but what it really, the important part is that it is a screen reader to be used on a computer system for an individual that has vision loss. It gives them the capability of accessing their computer using keystrokes. And they can access and navigate through their operating system, such as files and folders. They can create documents, print those documents, they can edit documents, they can check their email, they can web browse. So it's a very vital program for someone that has vision loss. And if you really think about it, a screen reader is necessary for someone that has total loss of vision. It works with Windows, and all it takes is installing on the operating system, and from that point, they can start to use it on a daily basis. In the past, we've had several students use JAWS in our computer labs, and it's amazing what they're able to accomplish through our systems with JAWS on them. So that's a program called JAWS.
Thank you, Chris. And yes, it's amazing. You know, if you could go to one of our computer labs and see a blind student coming in, they just sit at the computer, sign in, start typing an essay, and email to the instructor just by using the voice commands through JAWS. You could swear that they could see. It's amazing. The next program that I'm talking to you about is called Zoom Text Magnifier, and it's basically a screen magnification tool and reading solution for low vision users. The screen magnification helps users work more efficiently with business applications, documents, and email. And also, when I go to the computer labs and I see a lot of students with disabilities that don't know that we have this technology available, I go to those labs and they're standing just a couple of inches, just 1 inch from the monitor because they cannot see the text and the content on the screen. So I'm gonna show you a quick video on how it works.
Welcome to ZoomText 11. ZoomText is the world's leading magnification and screen reading software for the visually impaired. It is a computer software program that has helped countless individuals stay employed and in touch with the world. Our goal with ZoomText 11 was to evolve, create a product that is easy and powerful. That meant reevaluating every feature and movement to streamline and elevate your experience. The result is more than just a new version of ZoomText, it is the best version of ZoomText ever. Here's what we did. ZoomText 11 has a brand new toolbar that features a fresh look, streamlined layout with fewer buttons and menus, making it easier to learn and fast and fluid to use. You can access and operate the entire toolbar with the keyboard or the mouse. The new toolbar can be fully operated with the arrow keys and enter key, and features helpful tooltips that describe how to use each toolbar control, and key tips that allow you to navigate and select controls even faster. The new Zoom to 1x feature lets you instantly switch between zoomed and 1x views without having to zoom in and out in steps or disable ZoomText. All of ZoomText's features remain active and you can fully work in the 1x view. We've made automatic reading more efficient and flexible by combining ZoomText's legacy reading tools into a new and improved app reader. With the new app reader, you can read in the application or in a high contrast text view and switch views on the fly without pausing or losing your place. The new Finder quickly locates what you're looking for in documents, web pages, and email. You can efficiently search for words and phrases that occur in all of the text or only specific items, such as headings, forms, links, and images. ZoomText now smooths the edges of text and graphics in places where our patented X-font magnification is not available. The result of that? Things like your PDF documents now look better than ever. The Smart Invert feature lets you see photos as they were meant to be seen. When using ZoomText's new Smart Invert feature, photos are displayed in their natural colors, even if ZoomText is inverting the screen brightness or colors. ZoomText 11 also has a new system of command keys that are easier to learn and use. The new command keys also eliminate conflicts and compatibility issues that existed in previous versions of ZoomText. Don't worry, making the transition is quick and easy. Let's go through some of the common ZoomText hotkeys. For example, changing your magnification level can be done by holding down caps lock and pressing the up or down arrow keys. Want to turn on your color enhancement? Hold down caps lock and press C. And if you ever want to zoom all the way out quickly without turning off the program, hold down caps lock and press enter. Pressing the hotkey a second time will return you immediately to your previous magnification level. Lastly, ZoomText and JAWS are now officially compatible, giving you the best combination of speech and magnification on the market. You'll enjoy how the two programs work together to keep your spoken point of interest in view, even when using the JAWS Say All command.
ZoomText is the world's leading magnification and screen reading software for the visually impaired.
Okay, let me go back to sharing my presentation real quick. Okay, and as you could see on the video, you know, the magnification can go up to 16 times on the screen. One of the differences, because I know Windows has a built-in system for magnification, it's that it actually smooths the graphics, really nice graphics and text. So whereas if you use Windows, you know, the images and the text on the screen might look a little bit blurry. ZoomText makes a great job, you know, of making sure that everything's smooth and is easy to read. Some of the other enhancements you can use with ZoomText, you can actually magnify the pointer on the screen, the mouse pointer, so you can follow easier, and also the cursor when you're typing a paper. I forgot to mention, if you guys have any questions, you can raise your hand, or if you want, you can also wait at the end of the session so we can answer any questions you may have. Okay, we're gonna move to the next piece of software, and Chris is gonna talk to you about this one.
Yes, thank you. The next program is called Duxbury Braille Translator. Basically what this is, it's a word processor with the capability of being able to translate text into Braille. So it benefits someone that has vision loss. They can get on the computer, or we can assist them as well. And they can type within the word processor, or they have the capability of converting a Word document into the Braille translator. And then from that point, it gives them the capability of being able to translate into Braille. And then from that point, they use an embosser or a brailer to be able to print those results out. So it's very beneficial to those who read Braille. And it's something that's used on a daily basis at the Valladolid campus for our no vision students. And I believe we have a tutorial that will show you how it's used in our lab. Not necessarily our lab, but you get an idea of how it works.
Yes, let me go ahead and start the tutorial.
Thank you.
Nagel from the Statewide Vision Resource Centre in Victoria, Australia. This is a short introduction to Duxbury. It's a translation program from print into Braille. I prefer to use key commands, but I'll use the mouse during this demonstration so that you can see where I'm finding the commands. We have the Duxbury program open, but no document open yet. I'll go to File and New to get a new print document. But you can see that I could press Control and N to get the same thing. I get a dialog box then, which asks whether I want to start a print or a Braille file. And I'll start off in print. I can translate in a minute. This is going to translate into English Unified with Australian formatting, which I set up as a default earlier. So I'll press OK or Enter. At this stage, I can type directly into the document. Otherwise, if I have selected some text in another document, I can copy it from the other document, Control and C, and I can paste Control and V. So if I've scanned something, I could use that. At this stage, I can choose to save, Control and S, or I can translate directly, Control and T, which I'm going to do now. I'm now in Braille Dots view. A useful feature is this yellow line at the bottom of the screen, where you can see the print translation for the Braille line that your cursor is on. I'll just move the cursor so that you can see each line can be translated. And it's one way of checking your Braille. Now I can use Braille key entry, which means I can directly Braille into this file. I'm using keys F, D, and S to do dots 1, 2, and 3, the space bar, and keys J, K, and L to do dots 4, 5, and 6. I can use the backspace as I would in Word and the Enter key to get a new line. I can use Braille key entry to draw simple graphics. I'm doing a space, an L, some spaces, and dots 4, 5, and 6, space, and a V, low C, and the number sign, and now I've got a rectangle. I might also use Braille key entry to do some maths. One plus 4 equals 5. And I can change the layout by moving the cursor around the document and perhaps pressing enter at the beginning of some lines to double space. The way you see the dots on the screen is how they will appear on your embossed page. Once I'm happy with the layout in Braille, I can save it if I want with Control S, or I can go to the embosser, Control E. The dialog box will ask me how many copies I want and the page range, all or the current page or a selection. And when I'm happy, I can press enter or click OK.
I'm gonna go back to my presentation, but as you can see, it's very fast. Hold on. It's very fast, translating those pages. You can have a whole book for thousands of pages, and it's gonna be that fast. One of the other nice features, if by any chance you have a document that is actually formatted in Braille and you want to convert it back into print text, you can do that as well. Okay, we're back to Duxbury. And once we have it translated into Braille, we use what is called an embosser, which is a special printer, which we're going to cover later in the presentation. And the nice thing is not only you can do text, you can also do very nice graphics. Like if you're taking a biology class, maybe a math class, and then create those graphics on a raised image that a student can really, a blind student can get a feeling on how the graphic is. But we'll cover that a little bit later. Okay, I'm gonna move to the next piece of software, which is called the Kurzweil 3000. And this is basically a scan and read software. The main functionality is for somebody with any learning disability, because basically a student that is trying to read something, will get a better grasp of the concept if somebody else is reading to the student. So that's exactly what this is. It's a tool that provides a digital text-to-speech environment, and basically, any kind of document, we can download it from the internet. We can scan a book. We have a book on electronic format, which I'm going to talk to you also later. We can run it through this program, and it has a lot of nice, powerful features that I'm going to show you on the video. One of the ones that most of our students like, not only students with disabilities, but every student that sees the presentation is interested into it. Once you have the content on the program, you can actually convert it into an audio file, an MP3 file, which you can put on your cell phone, on your tablet, on your laptop. And then if you're riding the bus, if you're going somewhere and you need to listen to your book, listen to your notes, you can do it right there from your cell phone or your tablet, your mobile device. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the presentation on the video. Hold on a second.
Kurzweil 3000 is a powerful literacy learning tool for all students. In one single program, Kurzweil 3000 technology provides reading, writing, study skills, and test-taking supports that represent the core principles of universal design for learning. Kurzweil 3000 can benefit all students, regardless of grade or academic performance level. students with learning disabilities, students who have the cognitive ability but not the reading ability to learn from grade level content, second language learners, and students with low vision or physical disabilities are among the many student populations that benefit from the use of Kurzweil 3000. Kurzweil 3000 addresses the diverse needs of students at all tiers within a response to intervention model, using a multi-sensory approach, presenting print or electronic text with added visual and auditory accessibility features.
The Internet is a global system of interconnected computer networks.
Tier 1 and Tier 2 students will benefit from online research tools. The Internet is always accessible, accompanied by Kurzweil 3000's full range of enhancements. Common research tools such as Wikipedia and other reference materials are accessible inside Kurzweil 3000. And online books and magazine articles can be downloaded from Bookshare.org, Project Gutenberg, and other sources through one portal. Writing is expedited with tools such as word prediction, and students are guided from research to outline to finished essay. English language learners benefit from the translation tool, which turns digital text into both written and audible Spanish, French, and other languages.
Condores de California casi se extinguieron.
And multilingual dictionaries are only a click away. Students in intensive intervention programs benefit from tools that enhance their study experience. Text is continually read back to a student during the writing process.
Web begins.
And a talking spell checker helps with corrections.
Development.
American Heritage dictionaries immediately provide definitions, and research-based instructional methods, such as Cornell note-taking and embedded comprehension supports, guide the writing process. Both special needs and vision-impaired students benefit from Kurzweil 3000's scanning capabilities, combining the highest quality optical character recognition software available with an equivalent level of text-to-speech. Print documents are reproduced with the exact layout and formatting found in the original. Whether it's a quiz, test, or reading assignment, the integrity of the formatted document is maintained. Text is read out loud with near-human speech quality.
New computers work faster,
helping students transition from digital text to traditional print-based texts with ease. By providing access to tools that deepen academic content, Kurzweil 3000 allows for easy instructional differentiation without requiring curriculum differentiation. Kurzweil 3000 also allows learners and educators easy access to teaching and learning tools beyond the classroom. With the Web License Edition, students and teachers can use Kurzweil 3000 wherever they can access the web, as long as Kurzweil 3000 is installed. Kurzweil 3000 is more than just a text reader. In order to achieve the quality and functionality found in Kurzweil 3000, you would need to buy a combination of products to match its features and tools. Kurzweil 3000 is the only program that provides the same user interface regardless of whether students are reading, writing, completing notes, or taking a test. Students learn it once and use it for a lifetime. With Kurzweil 3000, learning has no walls and no bounds.
So as you can see, it's a very nice, very powerful tool, beneficial for students with learning disabilities, somebody that's maybe into the language program, somebody that English is the second language. Many features included on this program that are very beneficial, especially what I was talking to you about, converting files into an MP3 format that you can listen anywhere. Okay, let me go back to my presentation again. Okay, we're gonna move to the next piece of software, and Chris is gonna talk to you about Dragon Natural Speaking.
Yes. Dragon Natural Speaking is a speech recognition program that allows a user to be able to type just using voice commands. So it's very beneficial to those who struggle typing. Some of the advantages to those who have maybe arthritis or carpal tunnel syndrome, or even a temporary disability such as say someone broke their hand and they can't type as well as they could before the broken hand. We can train them on how to use Dragon Naturally Speaking, and they still are productive through the process. This is one of probably our more popular programs that we have in the lab, just because it's so beneficial to many. I particularly use this, not every day, but I'm not the greatest typer, so I turn it on sometimes and I use it, and I do find myself being more productive using this tool. But it's a program that is capable of typing documents. You can surf the internet using Dragon Naturally Speaking. You can send emails, and depending on the version of Dragon Naturally Speaking, you can even navigate through your operating system if needed. You just need to get that particular version of Dragon Naturally Speaking. So we're going to show you a video of how it's used on a daily basis. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kristen Wiley. I'm the product marketing manager for Dragon Naturally Speaking. It's speech recognition software, so you talk and it types. People are always asking us, how does it work? And I think the best way to talk about Dragon is to show the product in action. So I'm going to put on this headset. It's included when you purchase the software. I'll turn on my microphone and start talking. Watch the computer screen and see what happens. This is Dragon Naturally Speaking, speech recognition software that turns your voice into text 3 times faster than typing, with up to 99% accuracy, period. Bold 3 times faster. Underline 99% accuracy. New paragraph. Dragon makes it easier for anyone to use a computer, period. Students can complete their homework assignments faster than ever before, period. Busy parents can coordinate schedules, manage email, and even update their Facebook status, all by voice, period. It's that fast, it's that easy. The software is amazingly accurate right out of the box, and that accuracy continues to improve the more that you use the software. Now you can focus more on the content of your writing instead of worrying about typing or spelling. But Dragon can do more than just basic dictation. You can also use it for complete command and control of your computer. So this means things like launching applications, opening files, managing email, or working on the web, all by voice. Take email, for example. Let me show you how fast and easy it is to send an email using Dragon. Send email to Peter Mahoney. Sample email. Tab. Peter - new paragraph. Dragon new features. Email signature. Click send. Even the fastest typist in the world can't send an email that quickly. I actually showed you a few things there. The first thing was our Dragon voice shortcuts for email. This is where you say send email to, followed by the name of someone in your Outlook contact list. Dragon creates the email for you. You can dictate and send it off quickly. I also showed you examples of some custom commands. Certain editions of Dragon allow you to create custom commands so that Dragon will automatically insert blocks of frequently used text for you. So it's easier and faster to create your documents. But not everybody spends their time on the computer creating lengthy documents. A lot of us spend our time on the web. So let me show you how fast and easy it is to find information on the web using just your voice. Search the web for Boston Celtics schedule. Search. Search maps for Union College, Schenectady, New York. Search. I could even search a specific website if I wanted by saying something like, search eBay for Pokemon cards. It's so much faster and easier to find information. Just tell Dragon what you're looking for, and it executes the task for you. This brief demonstration barely scratches the surface of what Dragon can do, but I wanted to show you that Dragon is fast, it's accurate, and it's easy to use. Quickly capture your thoughts and ideas and get more done faster. What can be better for that? I encourage you to try Dragon for yourself and see what it can do for you.
Yes, Tricia, we actually provide the students with access at the computer labs. If it's needed at the computer classroom, we can do the installation for any of these programs at the computer classrooms. Also, if they need to use it at a classroom that they don't have computers available, they can check out a laptop with the program for the semester as well. I mean, they can do it for the semester, but they need to return the laptop at the end of the day as part of the same rules. Okay, let me go back to my presentation. Okay, so that was the presentation for the software. We're gonna now move into the equipment, the actual hardware for students with disabilities. And the first piece of equipment is called the flipper panel, which is a video magnifier. As you can see on the picture, it has a built-in LCD and a camera. And this system enables people with low vision to read, write, and see objects at a distance. The camera is actually rotating with an LCD platform, which means you can point the camera to your textbook or your notes and you can magnify that image, or you can point the camera to the blackboard and even magnify the contents on the blackboard. This is ideal for classroom environments to be able to see the teacher, the blackboard, your books, and more. The next piece of equipment Chris is going to talk to you about is also a portable magnifier.
Yes, the next device is called the Ruby Video Magnifier. And what this does, it magnifies anything that you place behind the camera. It's really portable. It's geared towards individuals with low vision. If they have a hard time reading paperwork or anything, any product, a menu, they can just place it over the document, and it has a 4.7-inch screen that is viewed, and from that point they can have it magnified, I believe, all the way up to 7x, 2x to 7x. They can change the text and background colors to suit their needs. It has contrast where you can change it to maybe a yellow background, a black background with white text. The neat thing about the Ruby, this particular device, is you can take a snapshot of something. So like say you're in a classroom and you want to take a real quick snapshot of something that you see in the class, and you can magnify that once you take that picture. It's really something that can be beneficial to someone with low vision. And we have an example video that we can show you and how it's used. And this is one of the devices that can be checked out on a daily basis, but it has to be brought back.
Using the new Ruby HD high-definition handheld video magnifier from Freedom Scientific. The Ruby HD is slim and lightweight to fit with your lifestyle. Turn the unit on by pressing the power button. The battery status shows in the upper right-hand corner of the display. View photos with a continuous magnification range from 2x to 13x on the widescreen 4.3-inch display. The new Ruby HD uses a high-definition camera for the cleanest, crispest images. You can zoom in and out at any point for a smooth, continuous magnification. With the Ruby HD, you can read fast with no blur. Read comfortably with the handle folded under, or flip the handle out to read a medicine box, or find items on a shelf or other surface. You can freeze any image and then zoom in to see the information you need. The Ruby HD even works in low light environments. You can add an adjustable reading line, or adjustable mask to help track the text. The Ruby HD comes configured with 5 full color and high contrast text reading modes, and you can easily add more. Choose from 20 in all. Toggle instantly between last color mode and full color mode. You can keep up to 80 images in storage, or send them to your computer using the micro USB cable. You can also review the saved images using the new slideshow mode. Just press the red button for several seconds to enter review mode, and then press and hold the power button along with the blue up arrow. Now you can review your images. Each image displays for about 5 seconds. The Ruby HD comes with 4 rechargeable batteries, but it also works with disposable alkaline batteries. Store the Ruby HD in its handy carrying case when you're on the go. That's the new Ruby HD from Freedom Scientific.
So very nice portable magnifier. You know, it's one of the most common devices for students with disabilities. One of the nice features, you know, some students not only are visually impaired, but some of them may be colorblind, which means they have a hard time maybe seeing shades of red, shades of blue, and that's why the color enhancement works pretty well. You can do a black and white, maybe a yellow and blue, whatever is the best solution for the student. Okay, let me go back and share the presentation real quick. Okay, I'm going to talk to you now about the CCTV or closed circuit television. This is an actually desktop magnifier where if the student is going to be maybe working on a project where he needs to read a full page and be working for a number of hours, or they might need a higher magnification. This is where this magnifier comes in place. We have this located on the computer labs at the CSD locations, and it can enlarge or magnify, print, text, pictures, any artwork, any math equations, any graphics, and it enhances the contrast and brightness image on the monitor. So just like the portable magnifiers, not only you can magnify the size of the font or the image, but you can also change the color contrast. And I'm going to show you a quick video on how it works.
Same with the blind spots. So today we're continuing our look at low vision tech, and in particular CCTVs. Today's featured CCTV is this guy. Yeah, that's a CCTV. So this is the Topaz. It's made by Freedom Scientific, and this is a foldable, portable CCTV. Runs on a battery, a rechargeable battery. And this guy is awesome for anybody that is traveling back and forth to a job or to school. This guy would be great. But now I'll show you how it unfolds. Very simple operation. You just slide it up, the screen comes out, folds up, automatically turns on. Screen is adjustable, up or down. So here on the face of the monitor, we have a control panel, and with several different functions. We have a dial here that can darken or lighten the image. You have a button here that will freeze an image. and unfreeze. You see it does have autofocus. We have a dial in the middle here that is for zooming in and out. It can go all the way from 1 time magnification to 16 times. This button here is a zoom out, and then when you release it, zooms back into where you are. That could be very handy if you're zoomed in reading something here and you lose track of where you are. You can just zoom out real quick and like, oh, I need to fill this out down here. And then you zoom back in. A little easier than sitting there and zooming out, finding where you are, zooming back in. Then we have a dial here that will change the colors. So we have a bright, dark, natural. There's the yellow on black, yellow on blue, black and white, and then we're back to the bright, the dim, and the natural here. The Topaz is a color CCTV. So full color. As I said though, you can change to a grayscale, black and white, blue, all that if you choose. One really cool feature of the Topaz is up here at the top. It has a little slider that will slide it to a front-facing camera. And there I am. Hey! Freeze frame.
Very nice and powerful magnification device. Let me go back to my presentation. Okay, now we're going to go to the next piece of equipment, which is the Comfort Contigo, and Chris is going to talk to you about this.
Yes. So the Comfort Contigo, like Eric mentioned, is an assistive listening device that's geared towards individuals with hearing loss, and it's really vital for them, especially in a classroom environment, to be able to check it out. It comes with 2 devices. It comes with a transmitter and a receiver. The transmitter is worn by the speaker in a classroom environment, and the receiver is worn by the student. They turn on the devices and they sync together, and basically the main purpose of the device is that it amplifies the sound of the speaker's voice. So anywhere where they go in the classroom, if they turn their back on their student, the student can constantly hear the instructor. No matter where he is in the classroom, the student can listen to him at any point in the classroom. It works, I believe, it works up to 100 yards, I believe. Yeah,
That's true.
Yes, 100 yards, and we've tested it actually. We're upstairs in the C building, and Eric went down to the annex, and I could still hear him very clearly. So it is a very powerful device. So it's beneficial to those who struggle hearing. It has 2 levels that you could use it on. It has a zoom directional level, which means once you activate that, it's going to focus on one person. So in the classroom, if you want to pay attention to just the instructor, you're going to turn on that, the zoom directional, and it's just going to hear the instructor. But if you're having a classroom discussion, for example, and you want to be listening to everybody around you, that's when you would use a level called omnidirectional. And once you activate that, you're going to hear everybody talking around you. So you have those 2 choices. So really beneficial to those with hearing loss. And I believe we have a great video to show you. And this device can be checked out on a daily basis as well from our department.
Comfort Contigo, an easy-to-use assistive listening device for a more active life. For many people with a hearing loss, it can be very challenging to participate in demanding situations with long distances, background noises, or situations with no possibility to lip read. This makes it hard to hear people talk. That's why Comfort Audio has developed the Comfort Contigo, a digital wireless assistive listening device that helps people with a hearing loss to fully participate in all situations with family and friends. The Comfort Contago consists of a transmitter and a receiver. Both units are uniquely equipped with microphones. The Comfort Contago is small and discreet and has a simple and clear menu system that provides easy access to functions and settings. Here's how it works. The transmitter picks up speech and sends it wirelessly to the receiver, worn by the person with a hearing loss. You can either wear the receiver on a neck loop or in your pocket. Distracting background and transmission noise is reduced as a result of shorter listening distances, making speech more distinct.
The person next to you can wear the transmitter clipped on the top, so when you go shopping or for a walk in the park, you can easily talk while you're on the move.
Another one of the very popular devices that are used for students with disabilities. We actually warn the instructors to turn off the devices if they need to go outside, maybe to discuss anything personal, going to the restroom, because the student can hear everything for 100 yards.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go back to my presentation. The next piece of equipment that I want to talk to you about is the Braille embosser. This is pretty much just like a regular printer, but this device uses actually a special paper to create a raised image. So it can generate printed material using Braille writing system for blind or low vision students, as well as it can create enhanced and raised tactile images. These are very beneficial for blind students or low vision students that are taking maybe a math class where they need to have a feeling for the graphics, or maybe somebody going into a biology class or health science. So I'm going to show you a quick video on how it works.
When Dr. John Gardner lost his vision at age 48, he quickly learned how little information was accessible. As a physics professor, he found it difficult, if not impossible, to access charts, graphs, and other visually oriented information, even with assistance from sighted peers. It was then that Dr. Gardner dedicated himself to developing innovative technologies that truly allow people with visual impairments to access information. At ViewPlus Technologies, we continue our founder's principles with the VP Max. By offering an industry-best 8-dot heights, we allow people to accurately and independently understand charts, graphs, and other visually oriented information. Our 20 dots per inch create truly readable tactile graphics, while other brands create distorted images with lower resolution. Our Tiger software suite gives you everything you need to create world-class Braille and tactile graphics that provide more information than anything else on the market. Built on solid principles, the VP Max is the approved embosser for smarter balance testing and supports large paper formats with uncompromising quality, service, and support. The VP Max provides more than just access to information. It provides independent.
So we have this, we only have one embosser because it's a little bit pricey. We have it at the Valle Verde campus. And we even had requests from the University of Texas at El Paso, the city of El Paso, to braille some documents for any performances, or maybe if they're having conferences and they want to have some of the resources or the documentation available for any person with disabilities. They ask us, we have requests for converting documents into braille for them. Okay. The next one is going to be the Pearl, and Chris is going to talk to us about that one.
Yes, the Pearl, the portable reading solution is basically it's in the term, but it allows an individual to do, someone with low vision or total loss of vision. You connect the Pearl to a laptop that has special software on it, and you place your book on a border, and from that point it'll detect the pages, and as you're turning pages, it's scanning and reading the information out loud to the individual. It detects the flipping of the pages, so it knows exactly when to take the picture, and it will export it into Microsoft Word or a word processing program. So you can do several pages within 5 minutes. I've seen students do several pages or maybe even a whole chapter within minutes. And once it's converted and sent to the laptop, it uses a special software to read that information out loud to the student. So it's very beneficial to those with who are visually impaired. A great product.
Thank you, Chris. And finally, I would like to talk to you about the services that we offer students with disabilities and any other student for the college, especially right now that we're working on a remote virtual fashion. We assist students accessing their email. If they have any issues accessing their email, Outlook email, setting it up or accessing any email, we provide support with that. We are providing remote access with computer problems. Let's say the students say my camera is not working, my audio is not working. You know, we can actually remote into their computer systems and do some troubleshooting and support them on fixing those problems. We provide assistance on Blackboard, assistance for assignments. If they don't know how to access Blackboard, they don't know how to access their courses on Blackboard, we can assist with that. We also provide support in obtaining books in electronic format from publishers. A lot of our students prefer to have the books on electronic format for many reasons. It's much easier to carry on your tablet than carrying a bunch of books, but especially because you can have programs read the books to you and magnify the content. If the student had already purchased the book on a regular print format, as long as they provide a copy of the receipt to us to make sure he's the legal owner of the book, we can request it on electronic format from the publishers. We also provide support on how to access class materials from publisher sites for instruction, like my MATLAB, Pearson's Lab, you know, any of those we can provide support. And we also provide support on accessing EPCC technology resources. Let's say, you know, like if they need to install Microsoft Office for students, you know, if they need the Adobe Suite, anything on the solutions for EPCC, we support with that. Finally, we also provide technical training. During the past semester, we've been doing some technical training on different topics for students with disabilities, like cybersecurity, how to work effectively from home, how to use different application software, you know, like assistive technology and Microsoft Word, Microsoft Office, Excel, any of those, and the use of assistive technology and just any other technology. We also provide remote assistance for installation of software. Like if we need to help them set up Microsoft Teams, we need to help them set up Microsoft Office, and we also provide support in case they need to reset any of their passwords. You know, they cannot remember the password. We can support with that. And we are always researching for any new tools from the major companies as far as accessibility. We ran out of time. You know, part of the presentation we were going to show you some of the new features on the Microsoft Suite, like Microsoft Word and Outlook, on how to do dictation. You can actually now dictate into Microsoft Word, and not only that, you can also read out loud any documents. But that would be for another session. Right now, I just would like to take some time to see if there's any questions on the presentation. Okay, so I don't see any questions on the chat box. So I just wanted to also thank you the Tejano virtual event program. You know, thank you for the invitation, and thank you everybody for assisting.
Thank you. What a wonderful presentation. So at this time, you know, maybe we can give it an emoji round of applause in the chat for our wonderful presenters today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. All right, so at this time, we'd like to invite you to our events later on this week. Give me just a moment. There we go. Next page. All right, so today we had Assistive Technology for Everyone by the Centers for Students with Disabilities, and it was absolutely fabulous. On Friday, for Career Day, we're going to have criminal justice and psychology come and speak to us. And then, of course, later on Friday at 3 p.m., we will be having Happy Math Hour, which will be covering properties of logarithms, exponential, and logarithmic equations. Sorry, that was a mouthful. And then also we're going to be covering basic matrix operations and inverses. So we hope to see you later on this week. Again, we'd like to thank our presenters for being absolutely fabulous. So many cool technologies offered by the Center for Students with Disabilities. And we'd also like to thank the audience for coming and being a wonderful audience. Thank you, and we hope we see you again soon.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye-bye.